Allah, in His infinite wisdom, guided me to a small village in the outskirts of Fez, Morocco, far from the hustle and bustle of the city center, to a mosque preserving an ancient method of Quran memorization. I knew this was a hidden treasure, and so I took my 10-year-old son Abdullah and we immersed ourselves in that pure environment for 1 whole year. First, he draws lines on his empty wooden tablet using a bamboo pen. Then, Abdullah sits at the feet of the Quran teacher. After the teacher completes the dictation, he takes the boards from the students and goes through them all, checking for mistakes, making corrections, and annotating punctuation marks. Once the corrections are made, the students take their wooden tablets and then sit down to memorize verses written with their own hands using a bamboo pen and ink made and mixed in the very same madrasa. Once the student has memorized their portion of the Quran, it's time to recite to the teacher without looking at the wooden tablet. If the recitation is without mistakes, the teacher gives permission to the student to wipe the wooden board clean and prepare it for the next part of that chapter that the student is on. The student takes the wooden board outside and first wipes the ink off with a wet cloth. Then, using a small piece of clay called salsal, the student rubs the board to complete the cleaning, preparing the tablet so that it can be written on again. Finally, the student leaves the board to dry, and when it's ready, it's time to repeat the cycle of drawing lines, sitting at the feet of the teacher, and writing the new verses to be memorized. This method of memorizing the Quran is centuries old and has been maintained in the remote parts of Morocco, where modern civilization and the technological revolution still has a minimal impact on daily life. In this way, knowledge of the divine book of Allah, nature, and spirituality all combine to provide an interactive, focused, and tranquil environment for traditional Quran memorization in the modern age.